Planet Earth is the third planet in the Solar System, and it is the largest terrestrial planet, and it is the only planet on which life can exist, as conditions are suitable for living and continuity. So there are many questions about what is the true shape of planet Earth, and there are many studies and the scientists who worked hard to know the true shape of the planet and prove its sphericity. As with the rest of the theories that are subject to criticism, many researchers have appeared who denied the fact that the Earth is spherical and replaced it with other theories. In this article, we will talk about the true shape of the Earth and the most important information about the planet. How did the planet Earth form? Planet Earth. There are many theories that have emerged about how the Earth was formed, the most important and most accepted of which are the Big Bang Theory. This theory talks about the occurrence of a big explosion that no one was able to understand 14 billion years ago, but today a lot of research and studies have appeared that have explained this explosion, which sees that the universe in the past was in a state of extreme heat, which led to its expansion, and considers that the universe was a single mass, and after this expansion its temperature dropped and cooled over billions of years to form protons, electrons and neutrons. Most of the atoms that resulted from this explosion were of helium and hydrogen with a little lithium. Giant clouds of these elements were formed by gravity to form stars and galaxies, and the Milky Way is one of these galaxies, which includes our solar system. Nebula theory. This theory says that there was a huge cloud consisting of a huge number of dust atoms, and a mass of our system called the solar nebula developed from it, and it consisted of helium and hydrogen atoms, dust atoms and matter that comes out from the stars of collapse. Then the cloud began to shrink due to the interactions that occur between its particles. If it shrinks, its size led to an increase in the speed of its rotation to become a flat circular shape, and the concentration of materials inside it increased due to the balance between the gravitational force and the external force resulting from the rotational movement of the nebula, which led to a rise in the temperature of the inner part of the nebula, due to the collisions between the particles. So the gravitational energy was transformed into thermal energy and the explosion of dust particles, which turned into very energetic atomic particles. Information about the shape of the real planet Earth. In the past, people discovered that the Earth is round in shape, but without accurately defining its full shape and measurements of its lengths and circumferences, which prompted the Greeks to measure shadows and study the stars, and they used their knowledge in mathematics to determine the extent of the Earth's sphericity. The eclipse, but with the progress of science and the continuation of scientists in research and studies to find out the true shape of the planet Earth, they were able to determine accurate measurements of the Earth's circumference, distance and diameter through the use of the GPS system and others, and we will present some important information about the size and lengths of the planet Earth. The Earth takes the form of a large flattened semi-spherical, as the shape of the Earth is not considered spherical at all, which leads to a difference in the circumference and diameter of the Earth by fabricating the location on the globe, and for this we find that the shape of the Earth at the poles is flattened, but at the equator it takes a more prominent shape. The Earth's surface area is 51 million square kilometers. Seas and oceans make up about 361,300,000 square kilometers of the Earth's total area. The land area is 148,400,000 square kilometers of the total area of the planet, or approximately 29% of it. The distance around the Earth across the poles is 40,007 kilometers. The distance around the Earth along the equator is 40,075.16 kilometers. The Earth's diameter from the equator is 12,742 kilometers. Planet Earth is the fifth in the Solar System in terms of mass and size. The only planet proven to this day that there is life in it, for many reasons, including the stable climate, the atmosphere that consists of several layers and elements in parallel proportions. Evidence of a spherical Earth. It was noted that all the planets that were observed by the telescope are spherical in shape, so it is most likely that they are spherical like the rest of the planets of the Solar System. Magellan's journey around the Earth. He started his journey from a point towards the west, then his boats reached the point from which he set out for the first time. The change in the shape of the stars on either side of the Earth. When an eclipse occurs in the Moon, a spherical shadow is formed on it, and this is what Aristotle noticed when he did research on the shape of the Earth. Spherical. If the Earth is not spherical in shape and it is flat, This means that the people in the middle of the Earth will be exposed to the gravity that we are exposed to now, and whenever they go towards the edges of the Earth they will have difficulty, and the reason for this is that gravity is in the center of mass, and in the case of a flat Earth, objects will be pulled towards the center, and not to the bottom, as in the event that it is spherical, the objects will be pulled down, as is our current situation. The difference in times, night and day on both sides of the Earth, where we see areas of the Earth where the sun begins to set, while it begins at the same time in other areas to rise. The wind movement differs according to the regions of its occurrence, as it rotates from the southern part to the left, and in the northern part to the right. The horizon and the ships. If the land is flat in shape, as some have said, this means that the entire ship must be seen from afar, but this is not true. By looking at the ships coming from afar, we see that they emerge as if from under the sea, as the upper part begins to appear gradually. Considering that the sun is the source of light and does not move, and the Earth is flat, this means that we can see the sun permanently, even if it does not shine above us, but the only case in which there is complete darkness in regions of the Earth, and light in other regions is that the Earth is spherical in shape. Planet Earth from outer space. Planetary sizes. The telescope showed pictures of the Earth from space as if it looked like a glassy blue ball, surrounded by white whirlwinds, and brown, green, white and yellow areas, and each color indicates a specific part of the Earth. Clouds. As for the white areas on land, they represent white snow, dividing the Earth into a northern section and a southern section, the northern section representing the North Pole, and the southern section representing the South Pole, and the equator is the dividing line between the two poles. What did the supporters of the flat Earth theory say? Supporters of the flat Earth theory say that there is no earthly gravity, and that the only real force in the Earth is electromagnetism. Supporters of the flat Earth theory also believe that there are organized conspiracies from America for political and economic reasons for which it wants to hide the facts. Where they put together a set of evidence that denies the sphericity of the Earth, including horizontal straightness in all photos except photos provided by NASA and some other government agencies pro-NASA. If the Earth were spherical, one would have to look down from high altitudes to see the horizon line. If the Earth were spherical and revolved around the Sun quickly, as proponents of a spherical Earth say, it would be impossible for the waters of the seas to be still. If the Earth was not flat and spherical and rotated at a certain speed, then the planes could rise from the ground and stay in the same place for a certain time to reach the desired place. If the Earth is spherical, why don't pilots adjust the flight altitude periodically, so as not to go out into outer space?